Hey guys. So there is a difference between manipulation and positive persuasion and or real valid needs. Now, even if you're not sure you even want a long-term relationship, a lot of guys get hoodwinked by some good nookie into falling for a girl that may have some red flags or may have some manipulative behaviors. So you want to be able to spot those when they show up so that you can nip them in the bud and either filter her out or bring her up to speed with what your standards are. And your standards should be no manipulation. Positive persuasion, yes. Selfish manipulation, no. And then a side note here is that I'm gonna rephrase that. All healthy, high value women are not manipulators, okay? So if she's a manipulator, she's not an emotionally healthy, high value woman. And these are the filters you need to look for so you don't miss the blind spots you may have because of really strong physical attraction or charisma or whatever else she might have going on for her that captures your attention. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. Welcome to Just the Tip Tuesday. So let's get right into it. The first tactic, manipulation tactic, is looking for excessive attention or reassurance. So this is a sign of either neediness or insecurity. Lots of women are insecure. In fact, probably all of us have insecurities in some way, shape, or form. But when it's excessive or its intention behind it is selfishly motivated, then that's when you need to pay attention. Example, let's say her dad died when she was 12 and she has abandonment issues. Okay, so that was me. So I can really speak about this one. I really did have abandonment issues and was super insecure when I was younger. And you'll actually find another side note here is that the younger the woman is, the more likely she's going to have insecurities that she just hasn't had an opportunity to grow out of yet. So in this situation, she might need to know your whereabouts all the time or excessively, or ask you to text her throughout the day with where you're at, or she'll be checking in on you or checking your phone, things like that. Those are red flags. Those are manipulation tactics. She might even accuse you of being on the hunt for other women, or you didn't check back with her because you were engaging with somebody else who might be female, or guilt tripping you for not replying quickly enough. 2, acting like a damsel in distress. So sometimes this is actually a covert narcissist move, which you can, did I do a video on covert narcissism? I think I did. It will likely be in my red flags playlist. So yes, if she's a damsel in distress, the way she can use this as a manipulation tactic with you is to make you feel like you're her hero, but in such a way that she's so needy and dependent on you that you feel suffocated. And you also want to make sure you're not doing any of these things. So go back through the list later and go and double check yourself. So in this case, if she's a damsel in distress, she might throw on the waterworks and be really emotional, might even be genuine in the moment. But nonetheless, it's a bit of a red flag, especially if she throws in things like, I'm such a loser, you don't love me, or how could you love me, or you can do better than me, or she's better for you than me. All victim mode phrases intended to get you reassuring her and coddling to her every need. 3 is a juicy one. We're going to save that for later. Okay, let's move on to number 4. All right, number 4 is she guilt trips you or punishes you. So she may ask you to do things for her as a punishment for making her feel bad about something. And you probably didn't even intend to make her feel bad. Maybe you didn't even know you did something to make her feel bad, but she's guilt tripping or punishing you for something you don't even know you did wrong. Or maybe you did disappoint her in some way, and maybe it was unforeseeable, or maybe you screwed up a bit. Like, everybody makes mistakes. So for example, let's say you canceled plans and she's upset by that. So as a punishment, the next time you go to take her out, she wants to go to a more expensive restaurant. She makes you pay for canceling that one time. Now, if it was a special occasion and it was your anniversary, well, then she's going to have a legit reason to be upset, but she still shouldn't manipulate you or punish you for that. She should discuss it with you. More on that momentarily. They pull my pants up. I'm wearing pants. Anyway, so yeah, she may not think that your reason is good enough, or she might be exaggerating and dramatic. I can't believe you did that to me. I can't believe you forgot. Even though it's really not a big deal, and no reasonable person would think it would be a big deal. Again, unless you're like canceling plans at the last minute or something like that, or it's a special occasion, blah, blah, blah. Number 5, she flips the script. She uses your past mistakes as a way for her to get out of trouble. So let's go back to the restaurant example. So let's say she cancels dinner plans at the last minute and you're actually, at the restaurant or almost at the restaurant, sitting there waiting for her. Understandably, you might be a little annoyed. Let's say you had a bad day. And so you're a little ticked at her and you express that. Or maybe she does this all the time and you express your displeasure with it, which you should. And she flips it around and brings up every single thing you've ever done wrong, ever. She brings up that one time you canceled the plans to go to dinner 3 years ago and makes you the bad guy. She might even pull some other things off the shelf that she stores there in her long-term memory. Now, women, I have to let you know, have a larger emotional center of the brain. Our emotional center of our brain is 8 times larger than men's biologically, typically in general. And it's tied to our long-term memory. So reasonably, we actually do remember things. But for her to go back into the past and bring up things that you've done in the past because she screwed up today is a red flag. And that's a manipulation tactic. A little side note on our emotional memory is it's actually a good thing for you because we do remember everything forever after that was the slightest thing, just because that's the way our brain works. We just store things in there because it's part of how we keep ourselves safe. The reality is, if she's with you knowing and storing all those things that you might have done wrong throughout your relationship, it means she really likes the good things about you. So, there's that little silver lining. Silver lining. Number 6, she strokes your ego to get out of trouble for something she's done. So kind of along the same lines, but different tactic. Instead of punishing you or bringing up all the things you've done in the past, she butters you up. And she does this, as I said, either to mitigate the damages of something she's done wrong, or as a preemptive strike to ask for or mention something that she wants that you're not going to like. For example, well, girls and I want to go to Vegas for so-and-so's bachelorette party. Meanwhile, she's up to her eyeballs in debt, or if you're a couple, you're up to your eyeballs in debt, or you're out of work, or you're strapped for cash, and this is really not in the budget. So if she's stroking your ego to get what she wants, then that is a manipulation tactic. And she might do this by complimenting you, or maybe even making you your favorite dinner, but she's not revealing why she's doing it right away. She's going to spring that on you later when she feels like she's built up enough points that you're going to have a hard time saying no or questioning her on it if you're not at a stage where you're actually in a relationship and you have mutual responsibility in the relationship. And this kind of ties closely with tactic number 3, the juicy one that I'll tell you about in a minute. But first, I just want to mention that doing nice things for each other isn't a bad thing. Doing nice things for each other in a relationship is a good thing. It's one of the things that sustain the relationship, is putting the good things in the good thing piggy bank, so that when you do have a bad day with each other, that you've got a lot saved up in the good department to draw on. But there is a difference between selfish manipulation and positive persuasion. And again, we'll get into the difference between the two in just a minute, right after juicy tip number 3. She uses, not the finger flutter, but she uses to get what she wants or get herself out of trouble. So again, she may do this if she's done something that she's not going to be happy about. Like she already bought the tickets to Vegas knowing that you guys are broke, or she's going to spring that on you, or what have you. So same thing as doing complimenting and doing nice favors for you. She uses physical intimacy to manipulate you, get you in a space where it's going to be very hard for you to say no. And or she will use it as a distraction technique if she is asking for something or discussing something and she's losing ground. She will try to go there. Now, as you know, it's hard, pun, to resist the cookie when there's the offer of nookie. Yes, that's cheesy, but that's how I am. Now, if she's doing something nice for you and has an intention of wanting something, but says that right up front, like, I'm making you this fabulous dinner because I'm going to make a request and I want to butter you up, then that's okay. She's being honest and forthright. That's not manipulation. It's okay to negotiate in a relationship. There's a lot of that happens. All right, the difference between intentional manipulation and positive persuasion are: 1, there's a reciprocation of giving without keeping track. 2, Utah, make it 2. All right, I already said that in another video. Okay, 2, it's a win-win situation, or it at least can be. 3, she openly acknowledges that it is a she wins situation, but that you're going to get your turn in the future for a you win situation. And key point, she has already proven to follow through on this in the past. If this has never happened or you're really early in the relationship, you will have to determine if you want to take that chance. Good idea to take that chance and then know that you've got one coming in the future, or trust that you've got one coming in the future. 4, she has a lot of qualities in the video I did on She's a Keeper If, and few of the qualities in my red flags, toxic women, and emotionally damaged women videos. So if you think you're being manipulated, you will definitely want to watch these videos next.